What's going on, YouTube? This is Ryan with South Jersey Yak Fishing. I need dinner fillets for this week, so I'm heading down to the bridge. I'm gonna pick up some green crabs along the way. I do have some fiddlers with me. I'm fishing the tide. I think it's gonna be best. Just had a recent temperature drop, so I don't know how that's gonna affect the bite. We're gonna drop some crabs on the pilings for about 2 hours and see how we do. Stick around. Hey, this is Ryan with South Jersey Yak Fishing. Thanks for tuning in. I have some awesome footage for you guys today. The target today is tog, the bait is green crabs, along with a few fiddlers, and we will be fishing a late morning incoming tide with fairly clean water that's running at about 56 degrees. We have winds puffing at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, but that's easily going to get to 20 to 25 by the time we are done. And I caught a lot of tog in this trip. In fact, I caught so many that I'm only going to show the end of the trip, as the beginning consisted mostly of just short fish. And in this video, we are going to see a really aggressive bite with almost all keeper-sized tog. We're gonna have a few snags, fish taking drag, running me into structure, as well as a few surprises, and a couple of tog jigging tips in this one too. So stick around, you don't wanna miss this one. And if you like this video, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and please consider supporting me by subscribing to my channel. Okay, so if you watch South Jersey Yak Fishing, you already know, as weird as it may be, the first drop with the first bait on the first piling usually produces a keeper-sized fish. Even if the rest of the day stinks, that first drop has been pretty consistent. So based on that, I figured I'd show you the first drop before we just skip to the middle of the video. So here we are, first bait, first drop. The first hook set is... He broke me off immediately. Serious? Wow. That didn't take long. Y'all thought I was gonna get a keeper now, didn't you? Yes. Not the way I prefer to start off a trip, but that's okay in this case, because it's gonna get a whole lot better from here on out. Okay, so at this point I've fished about 7 different areas of this bridge and caught and released somewhere in the vicinity of 15 short tog. I did keep 1 keeper, but this is the 8th piling, and I keep talking about the bite window for the larger tog starting, and it's going to start for me right here with this next fish. Oh, that's a decent fish. Ones are turning on, man. Look at this guy. That is a nice fish, man. He got my jig from last week, does he? Yeah. He's gonna be 17 probably. I guess this is the one I should have waited for, but that's fine. Yeah, he's all of 17, possibly 17 and a half. Let's see. Hold still for a second. 17. All right. Fat fish. Spilling my crabs. Okay, I just want to take a moment to apologize for the audio. If you listen to the microphone, you can actually hear the wind. That's only going to get worse because the winds are going to get up to about 25 miles an hour. Not a great weather day, but still a good day to be out there. The fish are biting. Oh, he's still in structure. What the hell is he in? Decent sized tog, man. Dude, he was like stuck in structure. probably 15. 14 3/4 at least. All right, I'm not going anywhere. Let's stay right here. All right, just put on a fiddler crab and to see if they're gonna take that, if they're gonna turn their nose up at it. Lately, they've been turning their nose up at it. Okay, so I've done this a couple of times where I've switched to fiddlers from green crabs immediately just to see what happens, and I get mixed results every time I do it. Sometimes they take them, sometimes they ignore them. In this case, they're taking them, but what's more amazing than that is the fact that I still have fiddler crabs alive in my garage. I set on virtually no bite. It's a very, very light nibble that I just set that hook on. It is getting nasty out here, man. Not very nice. Decent fish, man. He just hit out of nowhere. Oh yeah, 16. All the big ones are out now. Yeah, 16. Going back. Bye-bye. So my engine controller doesn't know where the motor is. It's telling me motor not found, so I gotta deal with this first before I do anything else. Alright, so this happens every once in a while where the controller tells me that it can't find the engine. I basically have to disengage everything, power it down, turn it back on, and then it seems to work fine. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Tiny fish. Halfway decent fish at least. A lot easier on the green crabs, man. They take them fiddlers right off the hook. Yeah, the problem with fiddlers is that they're not very durable on the jig. It requires little effort to get them off the hook, which gives the angler very little indication the fish is even there in the first place. I always say that if you get a little bend in the rod tip when you lift it slightly to set that hook, because 95% of the time it's a fish, well, this might represent the other 5% of the time that you get snagged. So I'm going through the procedure, jerking the rod around in a bunch of different directions to try and dislodge it from whatever it's stuck in, when suddenly I realize it's a fish. Look at a fish. He came out. All right, so this trip has turned into somewhat of a Keeperfest, and it's been one after another, but at this point, I'm dropped down for, say, about 2 minutes, and I haven't gotten a single scratch. And I know I still have bait on the jig because I can feel it when I lift it. So I'm going to reel up and re-drop, and I'm going to re-drop just a couple inches closer to the piling. Now, you've probably heard me say in previous videos that moving your bait just a couple of inches can make the difference between getting bites and not getting bites. Well, this is going to be a perfect example. Watch how quickly they hit my jig after I flip this bail. He's digging, man. Not taking drag, but he's digging. She. That's probably a 15-incher. Heavy. All right, so the winds have picked up to the point that it is somewhat unpleasant to fish in, but I couldn't possibly stop now as I'm still catching keepers. And no, I am not an addict, I'm just obsessed. And of course, I'm not in denial, so let's not even go there. Wait a minute, am I moving? I think I'm moving. I am moving. All right, in a second I'll explain exactly what happened. Oh, that sucks. Getting over here. Get a measurement on this one. So sometimes when I'm fighting these fish and I'm moving my arms around, my controller gets caught up in my armpit and presses a couple of buttons. And next thing I know, I'm disengaging from the piling. I'm going off in some crazy direction. He's like 17 and a half here. 17 and a quarter. Decent sized fish, man. He picked that jig right up. Going home. Yeah, so if you leave this Minn Kota controller dangling around your neck, you're bound at some point to press some buttons accidentally, and yeah, that's what happened. Some decent fish, man. Alright, so I've been here for a little while already, and it's already been a great trip, but we're going to stick around just a little bit longer and catch a few more keepers before we head home. Oh, this is a decent fish, man. It's even bigger than the last one, I think. Oh yeah. Wow. Nice fish.
Nice 16er.
Yeah, this is a beautiful female tog. Skinny though. You hear me talk about fat tog all the time. This one's a good example of a skinny one, and one I would typically throw back, not only because it's female, but because you wouldn't get a great fillet off it anyways. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go over something again that I've touched on in my previous videos for anybody that's new to tog fishing, but I cut my green crabs in half. And then when I'm putting it on my jig, I actually will take the hook point, I'll go through the front leg socket, and then I'll come out the back. That keeps it on there real solid. And then I take my shell off and I throw it in the water, and I throw it right where I'm going to drop my jig. That kind of chums the waters a little bit. If you look at my right hand by the reel, I am catching that line with my middle finger, and I am slowly lowering that down little by little, and keeping tension on the line, so that way if a fish hits it on the way down the middle of the water column, I will know it. In this case, I'm going to get all the way down to the bottom. There's the slack. I'm going to flip that bail, and I already suspect the fish has it, so I'm going to do my little exploratory lift here. There's that bend, and I'm setting that hook. It really can be that simple.
He's running out. Sold kayak. Yeah, it's about the same size. Probably 15 and a half, maybe a little smaller. Oh, I almost lost my hook out. Another one. Really digging, man. These are all keeper-sized fish. Yep, another one. Definitely 15 at least. Nice sized fish. Down to 2 crabs. Small fish. Small fish.
All right, that last fish was a short tog and is usually an indication that the big fish are done. But let's put an exclamation point on it by finishing the video the same way we started, and that's with a break off.
End the day with a break off, huh?
Did y'all think I was going to catch a keeper? Because if you did, I got you twice. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and please consider supporting me by subscribing to my channel. And make sure you keep tuned in to South Jersey yak fishing, because I got more great content to come this winter. Catch you next time, guys. Peace. Peace.